Ryan buys a house to live in. Diego rents the same kind of house and invests the difference. They both think they made the responsible choice. They're both partly wrong, because neither one actually followed the money past the closing table. Let's keep this fair. Ryan and Diego both make $62,000 a year. Same city, same age, same $40,000 saved up. They're both looking at the same style of home, a $320,000 three-bedroom in a normal suburb. The only difference is what they sign. Ryan puts $40,000 down, takes out a 30-year mortgage at 6.5%, and his monthly payment lands at $1,770, including taxes and insurance. Diego finds the equivalent rental 2 streets over for $1,900 a month, takes his $40,000 and drops it straight into an S&P 500 index fund. He sets up an automatic transfer of the $130 a month he's saving compared to Ryan's mortgage payment and doesn't think about it again. On day one, Ryan has keys, a driveway, and a story. He's already picturing paint colors. Diego has a lease agreement and a brokerage confirmation email. Nobody throws a party for opening a Vanguard account. It's not close in terms of how it feels. Ryan feels like an adult. Diego feels like he's still renting his life. But feelings aren't the metric that matters here. For the first few years, Ryan is living the homeowner dream. He's got a yard, he's deducting mortgage interest at tax time. Every payment he makes, some sliver of it is going toward equity instead of vanishing into a landlord's pocket. He tells people at work he's building wealth the old-fashioned way. Diego, meanwhile, is watching a number in an app tick up and down. Year one, his $40,000 grows to about $43,500. Year two, maybe $48,000. There's no yard, there's no paint color, just a number that moves, without him doing anything. Here's where it gets interesting, because Ryan's dream has a maintenance bill attached that nobody mentioned at the closing table. Let's run the numbers through year three. Ryan has paid roughly $63,720 in mortgage payments. Sounds like $63,720 toward ownership. But it isn't. About $34,000 of that went to interest, not principal. Add in property taxes that crept up, a $2,400 furnace repair in his second winter, and $1,800 to replace a water heater that picked the worst possible week to die, and Ryan's real out-of-pocket cost beyond his mortgage is closer to $8,000 on top of everything else. His equity after 3 years, after subtracting what he still owes, sits around $26,000. He put in $40,000 to start. He's basically treading water. Diego has put in his original $40,000 plus 36 months of $130 contributions, about $4,680 total. At a 10% average annual return, his portfolio is sitting around $59,000. He hasn't fixed a furnace. He hasn't called anyone at 7 a.m. about a leak. He's paid rent, and rent is the only bill he thinks about. By the numbers alone right now, Diego is ahead. But Ryan still has one thing working in his favor that Diego doesn't: leverage. Ryan only put $40,000 down on a $320,000 asset. If that home appreciates even 3% a year, that's growth on the full $320,000, not just his down payment. His house is now worth close to $350,000. That gap between what it's worth and what he owes is real money, and part of it came from the bank's dollars, not his. Here's what almost nobody says out loud when they compare renting to buying. The mortgage payment isn't the real cost of owning. It's the number on the listing, the number the loan officer circles, the number that makes the decision feel simple. What doesn't get circled is everything sitting underneath it. Property taxes. On a $320,000 home, depending on the state, that's anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 a year. And it goes up as the home's value goes up. So the better your investment performs, the more you owe the county for the privilege. Maintenance. The standard rule of thumb is 1 to 2% of the home's value every year. On this house, that's $3,200 to $6,400 annually. Some years that's gutters and a furnace filter. Other years, it's a $9,000 roof you didn't budget for, because roofs don't ask permission before they fail. Closing costs and selling costs. Buying this house cost Ryan roughly $6,000 to $9,000 in fees nobody talks about at the open house. Selling it later will cost him another 6% in agent commissions alone. On a $350,000 sale, that's $21,000 gone before he sees a dime just for the privilege of moving. Opportunity cost. That $40,000 down payment isn't just money spent. It's money that stopped being able to grow anywhere else. It's locked inside drywall and a foundation, instead of compounding in a market. None of this shows up in the $1,770 a month conversation. But it shows up eventually, usually the week the water heater dies.